Hey everybody, it's that time of year. Happy holidays to everybody around the world. Have a safe one, and let's jump into today's program. This is my once a month program. If you are new to this, this is December, and I call it December Sit Back and Chill Out, Relax, grab your favorite beverage, and we're going to take a look at a couple issues that people have brought up to me. Are we ready for this? Let's do it. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is December Sit Back and Chill Out time. I do this about once a month where I try to address some of the issues that you people have come up with during the months. Now, before I get into what I'm going to cover today, if you're new to the channel, this is dedicated to photography and pushing ourselves out creatively as a photo artist. All right, a few weeks ago, I did a video about using a gobo and what that is and how we can actually do that in software like Boris FX Optics has a feature in it that simulates like you had a gobo device that you use with a strobe. And the question basically that was brought up is that, hey, do you really need to go out and buy the hardware equipment versus doing it in software? And that's a personal choice. I just found that most people that do buy the external hardware device, it's sort of a novelty device. They spent the money, they used it a few times, and it's sitting on a shelf or in their closet, and they haven't, touched it in months and months, and basically some have not even used it since they had bought it and used it. So anyhow, actually two people brought this to my attention, and I had no idea, so I learned something. So thank you for the two people. You didn't say I could use your name. And remember the rule, if you make a suggestion or you have a question, if you want me to use your name and last name initial, I need permission from you to say, hey, it's okay to say that. But if not, I'm just going to say, hey, a couple of people made this response. So we're going to take a look at Luminar Neo and something I didn't even know existed. And yet I've been using Luminar Neo for quite a long time. So let's jump into the program right here in Photoshop. I'm just going to duplicate the layer here. So Control J or Command J on a Mac. So let me just do that right now. Whoops, did it 3 times. Didn't want to do that 3 times. Okay, so I have a shortcut to open up Luminar Neo, but normally you'll find it under the filter drop-down menu when you install the software. And there's something in the portrait category. And again, I need to thank the two people that had made the comment regarding this. And by the way, if you could do me a favor, and that is if you're fairly new, or even if you're not new, please do me a favor to help push this channel out to other people so it will grow. And that is like the video, subscribe if you have not subscribed, and hit that notification bell. The next time I upload a video, you'll get notified on that. Okay, so let's take a look at this portrait. And I'm going to just go to edit right here. I'm not going to choose any of the presets here. So let's again click on edit. And on the far right, if I scroll down here, there's a category here called portrait. And there's a category there called studio light. So I'm going to choose that category. Let me slide this up so we can see this. And this is our default setting right here. If I move the amount slider to the right a little bit, I just need that to activate. Notice if I move it to the left, there's nothing that's going to happen up here. This is all grayed out. So if I just move that to the right a little bit, it activates this. And I'll deal with that in a few minutes. But brightness, we can pull down brightness. We can affect a light contrast to create sort of a mood, feel, and look. But here's what I didn't know that existed. And that is down here where it says light customization. If I activate this by clicking on this icon button, let's scroll up on this a bit so we can see this. By default, texture set to none. Stripes is your default setting. If I come over here to amount, look what it does. Now, I'm going to over-exaggerate this so we can see this on YouTube, but I did not know that this existed, so this is equivalent to a gobo effect. The only negative thing I could find out is that you're very limited into the different, here in the drop-down menu for patterns. It's either dots, which looks like this, which is not bad looking, but it would be nice to have other things to choose from. There's a drop-down menu here for texture, like lace, as an example. I'm not a big fan of that, but maybe there are, certain situations that would be appropriate. Things like vintage window, and so I'll just choose that. I wish there was more to choose from, I guess, and more patterns. And I don't think we can load up our own patterns in there, at least not yet. I might have to look into that. But what's really cool is that you could change the intensity of this by moving the amount slider. And check this out. Down here, this is the location. If I click and drag with the mouse, look what's happening. I could relocate this to position it the way I want it to look. And again, I'll pull this down a bit because that's a little bit too much on the brightness. But I come up over here at the very top and say, let's pull down the brightness. I want this to be a little bit more moody, maybe some light contrast right there. So again, I apologize because I've been using Luminar Neo. And so I need to thank the two people that suggested that, hey, did you know that this was available in Luminar Neo? And that is that gobo effect. And by the way, just to give you a heads up on this, let me push this up a little bit. If you want to erase part of this, you could actually go to the masking category and choose brush, and then choose the erase feature, and then just click and drag. I'll just go over the eye so we can see this. I can erase that area of the gobo. If I don't want it on her nose for some reason, you could swipe it across. That looks sort of weird. I prefer having, everything across with the gobo, and you can just adjust it maybe to have the eyes, not be affected and stuff. But anyhow, again, thank you. I didn't know that. So under the portrait category, it's called Studio Light. What you want to do is just make sure that, you activate that switch there. So let me do that again just to show you for the light right there. And again, it's this button right here. If you activate that, that opens up that feature. So thanks again. And let me throw a question out before we wrap this up. And that is some announcements. This is recorded in advance because I've been doing a lot of traveling in October, November, and here we are in December. But this was recorded toward the end of November, maybe the beginning of December. And I had promised on courses, like 3 different mini courses. I thought I'd have one done available this year in 2024. I just took on too much work and I had to push that back. So I'm dedicated to doing those for next year. Also, we're going to take a look at a plugin that was recommended to me by Gary. I'll just say Gary M. I have permission to use his name, but we'll talk about that in the beginning of the year. I was so impressed with this plugin, I actually purchased that plugin. And again, I will expose that and share that with you. No affiliation with them. I don't benefit from, showing you the plugin and that, but I think you should know about these things and be able to make a decision. So it's going to be a free download that you can try for 7 days and see if you like it. And if you like it, go for it. It's all up to you if you want to purchase that or not. The other thing I want to talk about quickly is, let's see, Photoshop plugin. We talked about that. Oh, could you let me know in the comments whether you're interested in having me use Affinity Photo 2 once in a while to do different techniques with photography and working with your images. I don't know if I have enough people that would be interested in that. So I'd like to hear from you regarding that. And if I'm getting enough, feedback like, yeah, that would be great. Yeah, that'd be great. I would look into, doing some of my videos based on that product. Okay, so with this out of the way, have a safe holiday. Enjoy the holiday. Until next time, see ya.